Meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Please call the roll and establish a quorum.
Nelson. Here. Holtz. Here. Riphagen.
Here.
Boyd.
Here.
Davitt.
Here. All right. Just keeping in the forefront our mission is promoting lifelong learners through real world experiences. We're always focusing on academic success, successful staff, resource management, and community relations. Always trying to ensure a positive culture grounded in growth, collaboration, and school pride. Looking at the agenda, would someone like to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Riphagen.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson. Aye. Davitt.
Aye. All right, at this time, we'll open it up to open forum. Is there anyone who wants to speak? All right, if you want to go ahead and just sign your name and your address, we just have to make sure that you're in our school district, which I know you are, but we still have to. And then, yes, you'll have 3 minutes to speak. And during that time, you can speak. We won't have any response for you, but your comments will be noted.
Yeah, hopefully, if you don't know me, I'm Caden Duncan. I'm the high school PE teacher, head football coach, strength coach, assistant track coach. Been here 7 years. Just kind of felt compelled to come speak up tonight for some student athletes and programs. So I watch every board meeting. I thought last month was kind of disappointing on my end from what I saw. Our AD Dave Wright asked for a budget not to exceed $10,000 to be transferred from the general fund for activities, safety equipment. He made a point to say that if the costs don't reach that $10,000 amount, whatever funds remaining, couldn't be used for anything else and would stay in the general fund. Talked to some other people that were in the room that night. A lot of people thought it was going to be a pretty quick, check mark and move on. But unfortunately it wasn't. Before the voting, Mr. Wright also explained that, a lot of schools do pay for that out of the general fund, and his previous district did that as well. But ours don't. So that night I reached out to a bunch of different football coaches, 10 different coaches from around the state, and asked them all what their district did. Every single one of their districts paid for it out of the general fund. Obviously, I know not every school in the state does that, but the 10 that I contacted, they all said that they did. So you can kind of imagine, felt some embarrassment talking to those guys about that, and knowing that it's just kind of not the norm. And just, the fact that it's for safety equipment, it's not for anything fancy. It's not for unnecessary things. It's all safety equipment, things that are necessities. Couple things about football helmets. A new football helmet costs about $500. Okay, and that's like good quality, not necessarily top of the line. If they recommend you get 5 or 6 per year, so we don't have to get like a year where we have 20, you guys can do the math. If we get 5 or 6 per year there, that doesn't include the reconditioning cost. That also doesn't include any middle school football costs, because we have a middle school football program too that we have to pay for helmets for those too. There's no singular piece of equipment in sports that's more important than a football helmet. It's protecting our kids' brains, and it's not really anybody's fault that football has to have the most equipment really and the most expenses of all the sports. I was also disappointed to hear that some people say that we just need to raise more money. I don't think fundraising dollars should be saved for helmets since it's a necessity. But on that topic, football does bring in the most money of all the sports. We also do the most fundraising. When anybody needs something, around town, whatever, they call the football team. Also, over my 7 years, We've donated over almost $15,000 of football money for weight room equipment, speed training equipment, jump training equipment. That's benefiting all athletes and also all students because we use them in PE classes. We've never really made a big deal of that or done it for any, notoriety or anything like that. But that's,
Alright.
I hope that can help you understand that it's disappointing here that we're supposed to just raise more money when we've given $15,000.
And we're at 3 minutes, so unfortunately I'll have to cut you off.
Thank you for your time. I hope maybe it can be reassessed down the line.
Is there anyone else here for open forum? All right, seeing none, we will close open forum and move on to our consent items. Any questions, comments?
Can't see it.
Is there one you in particular you'd
Would
like to see? Is there one in particular that you would like to see?
Any staff changes, those are the only.
That was some resignations and hirings.
Thank you.
All right,
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items.
I can second.
we have a motion and a second. Please call a roll.
Nelson. Aye. Holtz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Davendeck.
Aye. All right, moving on to old business. We have the 2026 and 27 school calendar. And at this time, we'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone who would like to comment?
If not, I will. So I got some emails, several emails from some teachers about how we kind of structure our parent-teacher conferences. That we kind of had them like split out this year to so that we could kind of avoid activities and things like that. But the general feedback was that they would prefer more of a Tuesday, Thursday with a PD day to follow on that Friday. So in the in the month of October, that's what we did. So we shifted that on the, so we'll have a parent-teacher conferences on the 20th and 22nd with a PD day to follow on the 23rd. When then our next quarter starting there. And then in March, then we went from the 9th and 10th and we'll have a PD day on the 12th. So kind of extend spring break a little bit unintentionally for kids, but it's kind of how it panned out based on the feedback that we have here. So that was the only change that we made overall to the calendar.
Anything else for the public hearing part? All right, at this time, I'll close the public hearing. And then our number 2 item is the consideration of approval. Is there any questions from the board about approval? No. All right. Seeing none, would anyone like to make a motion to approve as presented?
I would make a motion to approve the 2026-2027 official school calendar as presented.
I can second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson.
All right, that's approved. Moving on to the superintendent's report.
Yeah, so I'm going to come back to our resignations there. So we did have an early retirement from Lisa Garnett. So I just wanted to kind of recognize her real quick there for her many years of service to our school district, serving in a wide variety of capacities with work-based learning, the family consumer science, the RAM preschool. She's done a lot with prom sponsorship and FCCLA advising. So just a big thank you to her for her service to our school district. So I'll make sure we recognize her there. So a couple of things, several things actually. So we're right at the end of Q3. It's on Friday. We will have a full day of school for that.
Real quick, we
Yeah.
probably should have even pulled Lisa out, so thank you
We
for,
should have pulled her out. You're right.
thank you for.
It's tradition. That's what we do.
Yes.
So thanks to Karen Shannon for pointing that out too.
Yes,
Um,
Do we need to make a motion?
She's not early retiring. No, we don't.
we don't need to. We're still recognizing, I'm just recognizing in general.
From an activity standpoint or athletic standpoint, we had Chase Fetcher, who individually finished 5th at state bowling a couple of weeks ago. The team finished 8th overall. They kind of did one of the first to worst routine, unfortunately. They came out their very first game in the Bakers, shot a 279, which was first at the time, and then 14 games later, they were not in first anymore. So either way, huge success for those kids there, and still a fairly young team to kind of keep building from. Track team, I saw we've had a couple of school records already. I saw those getting set up, so that's really cool. Our throwing area is almost complete. We have a lot of hours of volunteer hours that have been put into that. It's looking really nice. Our track looks awesome. The kind of the aerial view, I think, Chad, you gave us the aerial views, and it looks pretty incredible. So once we get the restrooms finished, to kind of get that area how it should be. So we have done some major purchasing on our solar project. We just sent a pay application to purchase almost all of our solar panels. So that project, while it's still in the background, is still ongoing, still moving along. And then we just announced last Thursday that we are going to be opening a virtual academy for Greene County next year. So we've had a press release by a couple of our local media outlets already. We've been slow releasing some information out to the public. We'll kind of get some more clarity for staff here as we go. But the plan there is that we're going to open up applications on April 6th, which is the same day as preschool registration. Brent is helping us build a website, so it'll be like another school page added to our district page that we're going to work through. So essentially what we're looking for is kids that would be a great fit for virtual learning. We know it's not for everybody. It is quite a lift, and it's pretty heavy. The intention is not to burden our teachers at all through all of this. So that'll be hopefully it'll be a welcome site for them. And we're not planning on making this like some big open the floodgates, 300, 400, 500 kids, something like that. Like I'm not trying to create our virtual academy 2.0 or anything like that. So we're going to keep it pretty small. We have a specific target of kids that we're really looking for to be able to recapture back into our school district, and see how it goes here in the next few weeks. Now I'm done.
Excellent. Thank you for all that. Board committee reports. Does anyone have anything?
We met as a facilities committee last week, just to kind of go over summer plans and how all that fit under the budget and making sure we were still good and what we had planned out.
That will probably be for next meeting that you'll present that?
I think there will be more things on there.
There's more coming.
Yeah.
There's one thing on there. There's a few more things coming.
But you know it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And probably approximate elements. Anything else? All right. Our admin reports. Any comments, thoughts on those? I personally want to give a shout out to the high school for their musical. If you did not attend it, you missed out big time. And I can't say that enough. I feel like we just keep getting better and better at our performances, and it was well attended, but I think we could sell out that place. It really just, I thought it was that good. And for a $15 ticket, it was money well spent. But
Nice little evening out.
it was.
Yeah.
I think the short throw projector was really cool. The stuff that they built for the stage design was fantastic. Yeah.
Would you say it was the lumens? Was that that was the key?
Yes. Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
The choreography was fantastic.
It was.
They did a good job.
Working with some
Oh,
I
so
want
dancers.
to plug in for the middle school.
Yes,
musical is being
Yes.
tomorrow night and Friday night. You will not want to miss it. They did a run through for the elementary K2 yesterday, and it was fabulous. Much like Cindy said about the high school, the middle school just keeps getting better. It is cast to a T. It's a free will donation both nights. It's a 7:00 start in our auditorium. It's Finding Nemo Junior.
Yes, I would highly recommend that too, especially if it's a free night out. So
Yeah,
Go
it
for
is, it's really good. It runs an hour 10. It's good.
also, in general, just seeing Karen in your newsletter, I really appreciated hearing all the kids' successes in different items. It was fun to sometimes we always focus, yes, our primary focus is academics, but there's so much good happening actually in all our school buildings, but it was just fun to read about that. So thank you. And good job with all your parent-teacher conferences, everyone. And then continuing to encourage parents to come, because I feel like you get them in the first and then they kind of trail off and so forth. So thank you for your hard work, all three of you in your buildings for that. I think I'm done. Anyone else want to talk? All right. We will then go ahead and move on to new business, driving permits.
Yeah, so we have two here to get driver's license. So, or driver permit, sorry. So before we go into like a little quick spiel about the things that you need to know, we'll just have you can just sit, stand, or whatever you like. Who you are, why you need a permit. So, you can go first, ladies first.
Ladies first.
And you're up there first anyway, Maya, so have at it.
Hi, I'm Ryan Miller, and I'm an 8th grader here at Greene County Middle School. I would like to have a school permit because I'm in a lot of after school and before school activities, and it would help me out because I live outside of town, and it would help me to get to all my activities before and after school.
Mr. Russell.
My name is Lane Russell, and I am a freshman at the high school. And the one main reason why I really want one is because I am usually have to hitchhike around, find a ride, and sometimes I can't get a ride, so I have to end up calling my dad and for a ride and. For sports, and yeah, sometimes they don't, sometimes they do.
This is real wonderful.
Totally did.
Just leave it hanging.
Sounds like works.
It's always a text message, ride.
All right, so that the two of you know, this license is for work, school, or farm-related employment within a 25-mile radius of your home address. You have to go straight to and from your designated location. If you need to stop and get gas, you have to go on the most direct route home. For example, if you live in Scranton, you're not driving to Grand Junction to get gas. You're allowed to be on the road 1 hour before and 1 hour after your designated activity or work time. So like if you have weights at 6 a.m., you can be on the road as soon as 5 a.m. And let's say that night you go off for a track meet, you guys get home at 10:30, you have until 11:30 to be able to get home. You can only transport one minor passenger. They have to be in seatbelts, so do you. They must already be at the location where you're at prior to leaving. So you cannot go and pick them up or drop them off. Not to use your cell phone, that really goes for everybody while you're in there. So if you need to get everything synced up, pull out the aux cord and get all that linked up, or I guess everything's Bluetooth now, but and then just one of the things is to recognize that the driving in this permit really is a privilege, and you have to treat it like it is. So if you have any issues, tickets, et cetera, you could lose your license for up to 3 months and then may not be eligible to get your permit again or to get a license again until you're 16. So there's, as we always say, it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's always watching. So if things get reported, it shouldn't. You just follow the rules of the road and you'll be just fine. So I'll let you guys, that's all I have. So I should have a disclaimer that say if I made a mistake in what I just said, it's not legal.
It is your responsibility.
It is your responsibility to know the rules and the laws of the road. So
There you go.
thank you. Good disclaimer. All right. So I will throw it to you guys for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2 school driving permits listed beside.
We have a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Boyd,
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Schultz.
Aye.
Nelson. Aye. Davendeck.
Aye. All right, if you want to come up, I'll sign your paperwork. There you go.
Thank you.
Very good. Unfortunately,
Just need to get you like an actual like stamp.
I was thinking, well, I do have my name stamp, but it's all the rest of the stuff. They will call me incorrected.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, you are welcome to stay if you want, or you can go ahead and go home. All right, moving on to our fundraiser reports.
Thank you.
These aren't reports, they're requests.
A request, yeah.
I was gonna say,
Oh, yeah, no, it should say request, not
Yeah.
reports.
I was just making sure. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's all good.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve both fundraiser requests.
1 second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Doppenbeck.
Aye. All right, those are approved. Moving on to the budget guarantee resolution.
Yeah, just so, I think you guys heard all my spiels about budget guarantee, but just to say it out loud. So budget guarantee means that when our enrollment drops below what the rate of increase will be for state supplemental aid, they basically don't come up level or we come out ahead, for example, the districts are allowed to go on what's called a budget guarantee. So budget guarantee means that we will receive for next year, our general fund is that we would receive 101% of this current year's budget, which will be for next year. So if our budget, for example, was $10 million, our then budget next year would be $10,100,000. We'd get that extra 1%. So when I was getting asked questions of like, are you happy with the 2% SSA? And I'm like, well, it doesn't do anything for us. We would have needed 3.25% for us to come out in the wash, essentially. So in previous years, however, this is a big fundamental change. This is really for taxpayers. Is in previous years, that difference would have been made up solely through property taxes. But the legislation voted to have that all covered by state aid. So they appropriated $42.2 million for the entire state to make up this difference. So I believe it was 189 school districts are on the budget guarantee of the 325. And so when we go through our property tax hearing here in a couple of weeks, what our rate actually is will actually drop by about another 16 or 17 cents per thousand, because that amount that would normally have been covered by property taxes will actually get reduced off. And so that represents about 155,000, and that number will be kind of important and for our next item that we have coming up. And so why that's there. So it does put us in a budget constraint, obviously. And so that's something even more so that we need to make sure that we're protecting our general fund dollars there. The other thing to note is that districts can only be on a budget guarantee one at a time. So if we happen to have another enrollment decrease next year and we don't have enough SSA, we can't go on budget guarantee again. But we could go on it the year after that. So it would be what would that be? The 28-29 school year, I think, is when we would be quote unquote eligible for it. So,
And the big thing that comes down to, and Mr. Abbott's talks about a lot, is right sizing. We always, if we do lose kids, well, then we just have to adjust. And right sizing doesn't mean firing or getting rid of teachers. It's just making sure maybe if someone leaves, we have to not hire back a position and that type of thing. And it's all just trying to make sure that we have the best education for the kids that we serve, no matter how many we have.
it's really about, honestly, it's like living within your means, essentially.
So, and I'm overall impressed with how we've been doing. So good work. Any other questions or comments?
So what you're doing is approving the state giving you the money for the budget guarantee overage?
No, we're approving that, we're approving the resolution for us to be able to receive the money.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah,
you're saying the same thing,
that's
yeah,
what I had.
it's the same, yeah. Shut up now.
You're good. But yes, that was it. Would someone like to make a motion? And if you click on that link, it says what needs to be said.
In the quotes part, minus the resolve that the board of directors.
If, on number C, if you click the hyperlink.
So if you say to make a motion to lever, so this is where it's gonna get a little tricky because we're not I mean, that's for the DOM and legislation, they'll have to change the code. But it's to make a motion to levy property taxes for fiscal year blah, 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 blah. Rest of that, and then stop at Iowa.
I will make a motion to levy property taxes for fiscal year 2026 to 2027 for the regular program budget adjustments as allowed under section 257.14 Code of Iowa.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I will second that.
Now we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Davidic.
Aye. All right, moving on to D, the ratification of the 26-27 negotiated agreement between the board and Greene County Education Association.
Yeah, so first of all, just a big thank you to the GCEA, Heath Saline, Darren Jackson, and Luke Boyd for a very smooth negotiation process. We had some hiccups figuring out the math and the salary schedule, but Luke, who's a math guy, he figured it out for us. So what it'll amount to is each teacher is going to get a $1,250 increase from their current salary for the 26-27 school year. I don't necessarily have a percentage at this particular point in time, but the total dollar amount after we include FICA and IPERS is roughly $155,000. So the money that we are basically getting from our 1% is all back to teachers. So we have not, I know there may be some classified staff that may ask, we always do their contracts and we figure that up and approve that in April, and it comes out shortly after that. So, so I'm working on theirs and we'll have that ready for April.
Any questions or comments?
Have the teachers approved it also?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I appreciate how much work goes into this. That's a lot.
Yes, and I appreciate Mr. Abbott's simplifying it with our steps and everything else, otherwise it would be a lot more.
Yes.
All right, does anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the ratification of the 2026-2027 negotiated agreement between the board and the Greene County Education Association.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
Boyd.
Do I need to abstain from this?
Yep.
Okay, I'm abstaining.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Do I need to abstain from this?
Nope.
Aye. Davidic.
Aye. All right, moving on to employee sick leave request.
This is for Julie Kennedy. I don't think I need to say anything else.
Anyone have any questions or comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the employee sick leave request.
A second. We have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Davidic.
Aye. All right, moving on to the 26-27 AEA Cooperation Purchasing Agreement.
Yep, so this just gives us some better purchasing power when we're purchasing in bulk, and we get to use the AEA for several of the different things that we'll purchase through them. Some that we'll do things like some of our foods, our breads, and stuff like that. We can run it through AEA purchasing. So just gives us purchasing power, allows us to get things cheaper. And that's about it.
Questions? None. Would someone like to make a motion to approve this agreement?
I would move to approve the 2026-2027 AA Cooperative Purchasing Agreement as presented.
I'll second it.
We have a motion second. Please call the roll.
Nelson. Holtz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Davendek.
Aye. All right, moving on to the resolution to join the Iowa Local Government Risk Pool.
So this will be the third year that we've joined the local government risk pool. This is for our natural gas. This allows us to not spend out of our general fund. It allows it to come out of the management fund. Last year, we did receive a dividend check for about $16,000 by being in this. It's not guaranteed. It's not an every year type of thing. But so out of the 3 years that we've been in it, we've received a dividend check once. They say they average, it's like every other year, about 50% of the time. So a lot really depends on how bad our winters are. And so we could maybe cross our fingers that we've had a somewhat of a mild winter-ish, except for this morning. I don't know what the heck that was. That's, we may, but they always do preface that it's not guaranteed. So we will pay a little bit more than if we were to pay it straight out of the general fund. But a part of that is being able to cover the risk if prices tend to fluctuate quite a bit. So it's probably about $6,000 or $7,000 more is all. But again, it's not general fund dollars and it's management. So Rob Sand says it's still okay. So we're doing it. Or well, you guys can decide if we're doing it.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to join Iowa Local Government Risk Pool.
I'll second. Oh, Katie can second.
All right. What's that? We have to do that separately. We have to do this separately.
Do they have like specific language in there?
Well. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Davendek.
Aye. All right, moving on to the baseball fields LED lighting upgrade proposal.
Yeah, so this is the first part of some of our summer work that we have going on. Tim had talked about and with Katie meeting as facilities committee. So this is kind of phase one, I guess, of all the different work that we have going on this summer. It's a much smaller list than it was last year. But essentially what this will do is it's done by the same company that did the lights in our middle school and elementary. So all those lights will be LED. They're replacing fixtures only. When they tested the poles last year, they said the poles were fine. So there's 38 fixtures in all. And the total price that we have here, which is on the second page, so it's $67,769, includes fixtures and install. I talked to Nick Kent, who's with ROI. Well, he didn't guarantee it. He said if I can get him a signed quote that they should be able to get them ordered and hopefully have them installed before the first game, which would be fantastic because we do have several lights that are out there. So and that's it. If you guys have any other questions.
Yeah, my question was just, it wasn't like that the lights weren't working, because it doesn't seem like we save a lot of money going to LED based on this. It says like $850 annual savings. So.
Yeah, it's not a lot, but it's instead of replacing them with the old fixtures that we currently have, it's just.
So like where they're just at the end of their useful life.
Dave, how many do we have out at the baseball field?
When we checked the other day, I think there were 7. And in the left field area, there's 4. And last year, the shadows, it was pretty obvious.
Like over 10%.
It becomes safety issues and getting the replacement bulbs. We used to have a stock of them. We don't have any anymore. And so this would definitely help out, so.
Yeah, so like 10% of the lights don't work right now.
Completely. These are, I think they are at end of life too.
Yeah,
I'm sure, yeah, there's.
They are at their end of life theoretically, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you can get that stuff, but you're basically putting a Band-Aid on it.
yeah. At some point, they'll stop making them, probably.
What's that?
At some point, they'll probably stop making them, because
Right.
most of them are LED.
I guess my only other question is, are the rest gonna go out soon enough that we really should replace all of them, or should we just be doing?
I think we should replace them all, because the
That's
difference,
what I felt, but I
the
just wanna
difference
make
of
sure.
an
we're-
LED light versus like those can lights or whatever they are, it will be tremendous.
Okay.
So,
All right.
And then do we do not to exceed
yep.
price there?
Yep.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the baseball field lighting fixture quote from ROI Energy not to exceed the amount of $67,769.
A second.
Motion and second. Please call roll.
Boyd,
Aye.
Rip Hagan,
I
Holtz,
Aye.
Nelson. Aye. Davendeck.
Aye. All right, high school student handbook updates. Do you want to speak to that, or Karen will speak?
Karen, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, so we kind of became aware of some legislation that went into effect that basically said students that are freshmen through 12th grade can take college credit classes if they're proficient on ISAS, the previous test. The old rules were they had to be talented and gifted, identified as gifted in order to do that as a ninth grader. Now, it's just across the board. If they are proficient in Iowa assessments in all areas, math, ELA, and science, if it's a year that they take science, they have to be, they can, if they're proficient, take a college level class. So we are updating that section of our handbook, and in talking with some other area schools and across our HOYAC conference, they are, and the freshman students limit the classes that they can take to 3 to 5 classes that would actually lead them and be beneficial to them if they were to go to a junior college or a 4-year college. So it's a very common prerequisite skill classes. What we didn't want is to have this wide open opportunity for students to be taking basket weaving and coaching certificates and like all these things that like the sky is the limit. We really want to make sure that if a freshman is going to be taking a college class, especially online, that it really be something that we have a little bit of direction for them when they don't maybe know what their future is going to hold. So we talked with Iowa Central, Ms. Jorgensen reached out to Iowa Central, and we had conversations about what would be ideal classes that could fall under a really general path to post-secondary. So that's how we selected the 4 classes that was kind of under the suggestion of Iowa Central, and just to update that portion of the handbook so that it's following legislation that includes that all ISAS proficiency students can take advantage of college level classes.
Thank you for that, and it kind of should have said it earlier, but it kind of goes here too. Our students have a lot of opportunities at our school, and I think it was in your admin report, there was a link to 90-some slides of all the different things that aren't just your math and science that our kids have access to, and I think it's amazing. And this is another opportunity just to continue that, so good work. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the high school student handbook update.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I can second it.
Connie will second that. So we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Rick
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Davendek.
Aye. All right, moving on to the freshman college classes.
So this just kind of goes hand in hand with what Karen was just talking about. The board just needs to approve the classes that our freshman kids would be eligible to take. So, and for Connie, the SYP means senior year plus. You would ask last month.
I'll make a motion to approve the freshman college classes listed.
A motion,
Second.
a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Rick
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Davendek.
Aye. All right, the second reading of board policy 604.6.
Do we really make any substantive changes?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to highlight those?
We basically had the, this in blue is different, so we spelled out the classes that they were going to be able to take as freshmen. And then, we also just clarified that SYP, making sure that that was clear, that senior year plus. And then we also looked at that section where a student has to be passing, if they took a college level class, that they can be billed to reimburse the school if they fail and want to retake the same class. So we just want to make sure that that was clear in there. So anything that's in blue is the newer verbiage, so.
Thank you for those clarifications.
Question I should probably know, where does the funding for those college courses come out of? Like what silo do we pay for those out of?
General.
It comes out of the general fund? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions or comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the second reading of board policy 604.6.
A second. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Rick
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Davendek.
Aye. All right, moving on to board policy review 410 through 411.4. Any questions, comments, thoughts?
Connie and I had nothing when we were going through these, so.
Always a good refresher though.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to approve it if there's no?
You do.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve board policy review 410 to 411.4.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Boyd.
Good loser.
Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry. Aye.
Rick
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Nelson. Davendek.
Aye. Daylight savings happened, so now it's sunny out and we're gonna get to leave. So I adjourn the meeting. Enjoy.